What to expect in the new Iron Man 4 movie. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're showing you some surprising facts that you can expect in the new Iron Man 4 movie. Yes, for Iron Man fans out there, this is huge news, so make sure you stay tuned till the end and subscribe to our channel to never miss out on more videos we post. And here we begin. Despite the heroic sacrifice that Iron Man made in Avengers Endgame, there are several other ways that MCU can include Tony Stark in Phase 4 and beyond. The MCU began over a decade ago with Robert Downey Jr.'s first Iron Man film, which kicked off the cinematic universe and is a pop culture phenomenon. It became the game changer for the industry that was already adjusting its view on superhero films back then. For the next 10 years in various franchises, Marvel Studios built up their largest finale with Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. While the showdown for the team with Thanos stopped the Mad Titan and undid his nap, it was not cost-free. After being portrayed as the character of Iron Man in over 8 films, Downey Jr. attained his swan song when Tony used the Infinity Stones to defeat Thanos. His death became the biggest moment in the MCU, as Tony was the original hero behind the shared universe. The Avengers that the MCU began with won't be the same one that takes part in future films and franchises. But the beauty with the comic book universe is when the superhero dies, death doesn't always mean the end of the character or an actor who has played them for a long time. While the MCU is now continuing their shoot with other heroes' stories, whilst introducing new faces to the massive and small screens, the time for Iron Man is not over yet. Surprisingly, the MCU would point directly to undoing the death of Tony Stark in Avengers Endgame, as doing that would take away the heartful finale the character received. However, there are still many ideas that are there allowing Downey Jr. to return in a lot of capacity without taking anything away from his big ending of Iron Man. Here are some things that you can expect in the new Iron Man 4 movie. First is the multiverse thing that could bring back Tony Stark. Surprisingly, Phase 4 of Iron Man has made it clear that they will introduce the multiverse to the MCU storytelling. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness will be one of the massive centerpieces to some degree, and likewise Spider-Man No Way Home will also toy with. The fun thing here with the alternative reality is that it allowed the storytellers to show a distinct take on someone as big as Iron Man. The next thing to expect is that Iron Man can return using time travel. That's another huge thing, as Tony's death is outright undone because the world downplayed the drama and emotional payoff to the previous phases of the MCU. However, because Tony cannot be present anymore, it doesn't mean that past versions of him cannot be there either. Although Tony has been in various films, not every moment of his existence is visible on screen. However, if any of Marvel villains or heroes were to travel back in time, that could be the opportunity for various movies or shows to see Tony before his death. Tony, or we will say Iron Man, can appear in the flashbacks by the MCU. Well, to your surprise, time travel is not the only thing via which Tony could appear in the past, as there are more traditional methods there. While there are various scenes from Iron Man's time in the MCU, they can also use some archived footage to create more appealing flashbacks or entries showing his previously chosen life. Throughout his entire life as Iron Man, Tony Stark did for both worse and better and affected many people around him in the MCU, whether it's someone like Spider-Man, Thor, or Pepper Potts. There were characters in the film that will have Tony's death following them for some time. Movies like Black Widow will comprise Tony's back, since it takes place after Captain America's Civil War. Marvel can introduce a new Iron Man. If there was another big lesson you learned from Spider-Man Far From Home and Homecoming, it is that Peter Parker was never destined to become the next Iron Man. However, that never meant that MCU should be without a similar figure. The easiest solution is the alternative version of Tony Stark to become Iron Man in this universe, but proving the controversial decision because other characters and will keep the Iron Mantle going. Even if Riri may not have the interaction with Tony in the comics, Iron Man lives on throughout, inspiring gifted hands like hers to become a hero. Tony could return as a life model decoy. The MCU revealed that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for the run on ABC, the Marvel spy drama, used popular elements from the comic world. After the quick mention in the Avengers, the life model decoy was fleshed out on Marvel TV series. Ironically, the LMD is first uttered from Tony's mouth in the 2012 film, where he tries to dismiss Coulson over the answering machine by pretending to be his decoy. Tony Stark can become an AI. While there are some various ways to have Tony Stark back without altering his death, what if he comes back as an AI? Someone as intelligent as Tony would, without any doubt, have a way where he created the AI version of himself. At some point in time, the world or the Avengers need this mind and guidance, and it would be simple to have Tony exist as an AI by becoming Jarvis with a touch. the MCU will choose never to bring him back in any way, and to some degree it allows his climatic fate to have a profound sense of closure. So that's all with this video. Let us know your excitement in the comments section below, and until the next video, stay tuned and subscribe for more.